Hi, this is IK. Welcome to update in React Redux Thunk application. Here it is. In left side is application visible, and the right side is after press F12. I look at in console, and here is a post list. Post list is here. It is all post. State is posts array. It is plural. And array there is a post. And every post there is a possibility update, button update, and button delete. And post, how that post, state post coming here, coming from state, from store, from Redux, coming from Redux, and only can coming from Redux in this application. For that, we need use selector. Okay, let's see to code from the beginning. You take, it is post list. You take, you download or clone application from my Git repository. Address will be below video in description. And we need use selector, and we need use effect, and all others, what is here, this use dispatch, use state, etc. But concentrate on this post list component. Here start post list component. In this post list, we have in this file we have two components. It is constant post excerpt. It is component only internal for this component here. And we have a post list component. In post list component, we have a constant post, and we take it with user selector select all post. It is, we can see that in post slice. And here is control, some control, what we see here, console log post. Constant post status. It is state post status, user selector. And the third is a constant error and console log of error. And it at first, and it is very, very impressive how we see in console what happened when component post list amount rendered. Component would be rendered 3 times. First time, look at in here, and it means that we have 3 dispatch. 3 dispatch is happened before to see our post list. First dispatch, take a look at post list 40, post list.js. There is nothing in post. There is, and the post status is idle. It is 42, and the null error is null. It is 44. Console null. Idle post is empty. Look at post is empty. Idle is post is empty. Idle is post status, and the null is post error. And here it is also second time. First time is first dispatch. What we click in update, and we with that we started. We call Thunk, and the Thunk create two dispatch more. First dispatch of Thunk is pending, and we call that like status like loading. Here is a loading, and that first dispatch is pending, and array is our post is empty during loading. And the third calling loading, and error is null. Error is null. And the third dispatch is succeeded. And it is moment what we call fulfilled in status. In status, it is succeeded, and promise generate fulfilled. And it is moment when all is okay, there is no error, error is null, and we have posts from a mock server. Again, first dispatch is when we click, moment when we click on button update. That moment we activate Thunk function, and Thunk function produce two dispatch. One is pending, and second is succeeded. And because of that, here we see three dispatch. First is initial value. It is empty post, idle status, null error. Second dispatch is pending, and we called it loaded. Its status is loading, error is null, and post is empty. Empty array. And the third dispatch is succeeded. It is fulfilled, and we have error null, status succeeded, and we have posts. And in that moment, we see our post. We see our post. Here is a post list, and here is a constant post, console of that post. It is 40 constant post status and console, and constant error and console of that. We use hook use selector, and that use selector is a listener on changing state. Every changes of state, it would be every dispatch was produce changes of state. First was status was would idle. Second dispatch status would be loading, and the third dispatch posts is full of array. And all that dispatch activate happen because of Thunk fetch post. Here is use effect. Better see little. And use effect, you see only when post status is idle and the dispatch fetch post started, only in that moment when post status is idle, we can have dispatch fetch post. But post status, and that action started. But that one action, what happened because initial state is post status is idle, and when loading, sorry, I spoke button update. There is no. It is first loading of application, first rendering of application, and this is important use effect. Initial state is we have initial state, and in that initial state, properties post status is idle, and we and the dispatch will happen, can be happen and happen, dispatch happen in use effect. But after that, and after this dispatch, it is one dispatch, and fetch post produce two dispatch, and we have three dispatch. And it is very, very interesting what we now see in after press F12 in console, thanks to console. We see that there is a first dispatch who activate fetch post. There is a second dispatch, it is pending. When activate promise, we must wait. And the third dispatch is if all is okay, we have fulfilled and we have our post visible, possibility to visible. But after that, never again post status is idle, and never again can be use effect changes on every use effect activate and every rendering, and depend about post status and dispatch, but the post status never again is idle. Never again is idle, and we have not a repeating of fetch post. We have always repeat re-rendering component, but during that re-rendering, we don't need get post from a mock server. What it means? What means if somebody from other end of the world take something, use the same application and put some new post, we don't see it. Put some post on the server, we don't need to see it. If we want to see it, we must have tools for immediately push to us like social network. And you can ask artificial intelligence what you need to have for that. But this application on my computers, what we program now, we only by fetch post, by fpet, by refresh contact server, and not automatically. And fetch post only activate one times, because what we delete on the server, and in response we have what we delete, and we delete it in our state. Also, if we add post, we send it to server, and back same post, new post back to us to dispatch by reducer, change our state. It means delete and add, also update. If we update some post, we send it asynchron by Thunk function. We send it outside reducer to server. Server will update and respond same post that we update, immutable update by reducer in our state. Because of that, we don't need the fetch post, because all what we send, all our action is dispatched to server and back to our reducer to immutable update our state. And we always see update state thanks to Thunk, but only our activity, only our action. We don't see some other action from other end of the world, what working on the same data in same mock server. But for this learning, we don't need it. Okay, it is explanation of this, but I repeat, it is very, very useful to see how many dispatch we really have before to see post list post. Okay, we have after that list post, and we have button update. It means that post, what we click, will go to update component. We need look at in other component here. Other component here is post excerpt, and that component here received post from post list. Here it is. We have post state or post. It is list of post, and it will go like props. Here is also props. In this component also props because the state is in Redux, in store in Redux. This is props because in post list, child of post list is this component. Post excerpt is child. Here it is. Return in content. Look at in content. Look at post excerpt. Need key post ID and properties post go inside like properties of that object post excerpt. And it means that post excerpt have post. Every post, it means there is a post ID and all others. Look at in post excerpt. Look at in post excerpt. Post excerpt is here. It is child of post list, and you look at go this post go by like props, and the props from post list coming like props in post excerpt, and that post we in post excerpt there is handle update. There is here is a return. Here is a post ID. In article, it is key. In H3, there is a post title, post content, and there is this logic, and there is a form update. Form update is child of this is child of this post excerpt, and of course post coming here like properties. And okay, we need it, and button on click handle update post ID. It is all and here is a delete. It is all in excerpt. Here it is. Here it is. Title, content, update and delete. Update, delete. It is excerpt, post excerpt, and it is repeating how many posts, that many post excerpt. Update, open form update, and transmit and pass title and content, and of course past ID, because update receive props post, only one post, what we click. Let's go to code and button update, look at, button on click, handle update, take post ID here, like parameter of handle update. It is props post ID here because in update go post, and that post there is properties post ID, post title, post content, and here is post ID, post ID dot ID, and now handle update know ID of post what we want update. Let's go to see handle update. Handle update. Okay, equal arrow function. ID is parameter. It is parameter what we click. And in body we have set update ID to this parameter. We immutable update ID, update, immutable update ID, and immutable update show edit form to true. Now we have logical 1 and 1. Logical, here it is, logical 1 and update ID. We change state, show edit and update. Render it again. We have re-rendered this post excerpt, and in that re-rendering, we see update post form, and to that update post form, there is properties that update post form. There is a properties short props post, concretely post, and set show edit form. Like reference, set show edit form is state of is a state show edit form is not state of update. There is nobody here have state, but post is also go by hierarchy. And set show edit form. Set show edit form is post excerpt is owner of show edit form, set show edit form. But pardon, here show edit form and post coming here like props. But show edit form, set show edit form is a state of post excerpt, because use state here false and use state initial value nothing, empty. It is, and you see there is properties props coming from Redux, but show edit form is only for local use. Update ID is local. It is not important for, it is not a global state that we need create state for them in Redux. It is local, and we need it like flags, like mark for open update to be visible, or update form, or update ID to be visible, and this update show edit form would be false and true, and update ID would be would exist or would be empty. Start position initial value is empty. And here is a handle update. Handle update, here, after we click on button update, there is a number about which post, and in body set updated to ID after ID was empty. Now it is 1, 2, 3, etc. And set show edit form true. It is immutable update thanks to set state. And now, after that logic, we see update post form. Update post form, and you see here post go to in update post form, go post like props, and set show edit form go like props also. But here is a reference. That means that on the update post form, by reference, we can activate set show edit form. Set show edit form is a state of post excerpt parent, and by reference, by these props, we will call this set show edit form function from remote, from update post form component. We start original set show edit form in component that is owner of show edit form state, because function set state must be in owner component, component that is owner of state. Post excerpt is owner of show edit form. Here it is. Post excerpt is owner of show edit form, use state false, and must be immutable update. Here it is, by set show edit form to true. That set show edit form is here in post excerpt, like state is here. Something what I can say next time, but I say it a lot of time in the future. Constant handle, it is object or function, and function, or never mind, but set show edit form is access from inside function. Access show edit form, this concretely, from post excerpt handle update is a child of post excerpt. It is effect of closure, and this function is accessible from here. But this action is in post excerpt curly brackets, in post excerpt curly brackets, but in same curly brackets, in same body, in same function post excerpt, in same function, is also handle update. Set edit here, for example, function, and handle update is sister. They both locate inside the function post excerpt. and handle update can access set show edit form. Handle update, and because can access, we can write this. Also, set update. Set update. It means handle update function have access to outside function, a variable or function to outside function. Post excerpt is outside, outer function. Handle update is inside, because you look at curly bracket start here, all this is inside, etc. When you click here, you see what is in, look at here it is. All that is post excerpt, and the other part is post list. It is two components, but one is export. And this post list have like child post excerpt. Set updated ID, set show edit, but cannot update, cannot use it other component. There is no access, but solve this problem by reference, by props equal reference. And by reference, we can activate set update ID and set show from, set show edit from. Activate this from remote, from other component, concretely update. Handle update, it means that, look at now update, handle update and start it, but look at now here update again. Here is handle update. It is here, all is here, and we don't need a reference, but after this, when opened update, we send set show edit form like reference, to update post form. And this is also props, this is props update post form here. Look at update post form is child, update post form is child of post excerpt component, and grandchild of post list, and grandchild of post list. And how grandchild, you see post list is parent of post excerpt, parent of post excerpt, and post excerpt is parent of update post form. How grandchild can access take set show edit form. How grandchild have access to some function, concretely set show edit form, to function, which owner is post excerpt, grandfather. It is okay, it is closure. Closure can go, closure means that every descendant have access to any level upper owner, component owner of state or function. Because when we have a closed function and outer and inner function have access to variable of function of outer function. But if that inner function, there is an inner function. Because first inner function have access to function or variable, it means like that function or variable is his. And the next inner function have access to that. And like this, we have complete hierarchy. Any hierarchy, thanks to closure, must go props down from top level to the last level in descendant. Okay, now we have open form update, and in that form update, we send reference props post and the props set show edit form like reference. It is value, it is reference of original set show edit form, what exists in grandfather. And now we can go to update post form. Here it is, update post form, and coming post props set show edit form. Two props coming here in update post form, and immediately component update create open state. What coming here like props, post title and post content is initial state of title and content, but now we can change it. And because of that, it is from this moment, it is a local state because we use a hook use state. We change the title and content, and we have a immutable update by user state. And when we click button, here it is form. When we click button type submit means update means will be activate function what event on submit. Every form there is an event on submit. On submit call on update post click, and we go to see what on update post click does. On update post click. Here it is. On update post click, start asynchron function, arrow function, and in body of that function, start dispatch. Update post is action creator. What now have all payload. because that coming from this component, we are on this component have all ID, title, content, and we dispatch Thunk function, and here is a payload of that action. But update post action creator name is part of it is part of string action type. All that combine instead of has post slice. And if all would be okay here, finished okay, execution coming here, set show edit form to false. And it means we don't see our update form. Now, we know from beginning of story in this topic that this dispatch is first dispatch. What dispatch? Dispatch state by a reducer, dispatch state by reducer, dispatch action to state, and immutable update state. Only reducer can immutable update, and it is first immutable update, this first dispatch. What happened before activate Thunk? But that dispatch, when happened, second dispatch activate, the second dispatch produce Thunk, and the third dispatch produce Thunk. Let's go that Thunk, it is Thunk function, it is update post. Let's go to see update post. It is in post slice, update post, here it is. Here it is, update post. Means here is a send ID, it is a request, we must know ID here. And update post create asynchronous Thunk. This function, there is two parameters. First is string post update post. Look at that string. That string will be action creator. It is properties of action object, and that properties of action object we call action type. Action type means what to do, said reducer, what to do with payload. Here is a payload. It is all properties of post what we update. And the second parameter is start asynchronous request. Start asynchronous request, and the API of that request is here. This asynchronous await is two words go together. Await means we must wait. That promise work all process inside the asynchronous wait. And first event is pending. Activates in this moment. We activate when activate update post will be activate pending, and we have dispatch of pending. It is status, post status, pending. Nothing happened in state, pending. And after pending, there is dispatch of rejected or fulfilled. If rejected, we will see error. If fulfilled, we will see a new post, new state post with that concretely post update. This Thunk is connected in same post slice, is connected with extra reducer, update post. Look at it, is pending, fulfilled, and rejected. But now we're interested in fulfilled, status succeed, and destructure assignment action payload, ID title content. Existing post is equal, and this is interesting. We directly declare object existing post equal state post find post in this part of statement. We find in postes, look at it, is plural, in postes, why we don't use here more postes, not because state is post, because we are on the configuration file, post slice, is configuration file of postes state. Postes state is object, and that object postes we can call state in this post slice. Look it up. Initial state. I'm interested in initial state. Look at initial state. There is a properties posts, properties status, properties error. This status and error we need because of Redux, and we don't need in topic before, because before we don't have our hard state in mock server. We have only in memory of our computers. But now we have outside of React in mock server, and Redux must control that part. And because of that, here we have object we call that object postes also, and this is same name for properties, postes, same name for properties. And because of that state, this is initial, it is a post state, and state, here state, we think it is postes, and this postes is concretely array of post. And because of that, here is post, yeah, look at name of state is postes. Post slice is create slice for state But we have only one state now. That's the name of that state is post-s. We can look in app, in store, post-s reducer, post-s, but this post-s is object. And there is properties. One properties is post-s, same name. We can give other name, but I like also the same name. But because that we understand object and the properties of object. Post-s and this post-s, post reducer, there is only one configuration file. It is post slice, post-s slice. Only one configuration file. And when we come in that configuration file, we must configure that state post-s, that object. And we configure that like this, post slice. We said name is post-s, and we see name is post-s. Name of state, but initial state, what we call post-s, have three properties: post-s array, status, and error. And post-s slice said, you are here, it is a configuration file of state post-s, it is object. And we can call that state only. When we said state, we think on post-s here on this side. And when we said state, we can say dot post-s array properties. Okay, because of that, we have here in update post fulfilled. Look at state status. We don't write state post-s status. I don't need experiment. Maybe it work also, but here it is, because this state is post-s, and like that, all is state post-s, and state post-s, we use find, and we find that post, single post, in post-s in array. If we find it, we said, okay, if it is if exist post with this ID, directly that post directly change here, and it is impossible in React. But here is possible because Redux tool, it is last version of Redux. There is tools in background of post slice. It is Eimer library, and that Eimer library aim to us to write code. We don't need think on immutable update. Eimer library think of that. And we must not create copy, etc., copy of state, because reducer, there is a state and action object. State is actual state. And that state we change. And that state is post-s, it is properties of props, of post-s object. And we change it directly here, but in background, Eimer library will rewrite this, create copy of state, and change only, and in that copy, change title and content. In that copy of posts, change and return that new state without touch, don't without touching original state. I'm a library behind this. Because of this and many others, it is less coding. And when you understand all this, it is you will like Redux, and you will. I recommend you use Redux in a small application only for practice, practice, and practice. Okay, existing title, because it is post, which ID equal ID what coming, what we click, and title and content directly equal title and content from action payload. We write this, and important that is not idle, that we don't write idle. We don't need it here, but take care not idle, not be idle, because after that, again, we'll start fetch post. Okay. I think I said a lot of in this video. To me, through all this video until now, I learn, and I stay a long time in this playlist. It would be over 100 hours in that playlist, and this moment I don't know strictly when I beginning, but I think that coding that I developed first Angular and Angular 1 in that time, and after that React, almost maybe 2 years every day. Every day I code, I read all around. And when I begin this series, I thinking if I did not be different, nobody come to me, nobody read it, nobody listen it, nobody watch my video if I don't be different. But how I would be different? I don't know in that moment. And now there is millions and millions, maybe billions, every day, maybe millions and millions blogs, tutorial, education content, different kind, coming to, would be published in internet and by Google search. It is only one enter, one click along from us. And all we on the internet, all content on the internet is only one click, one by one. It is not a store where you must go in some street, and in other store you must go in to other end of the town. No, here all door of all content is door, next door, and only click long one from another. And if we all say only one of us is can exist, it is enough that one of us exists, but we are not. All we who exist, it means that we are different in some way different. And my difference, I thinking of my difference from other is detail, and deep understanding that detail, deep understanding, and React is a big confusion and all other JavaScript library and framework because because I said a lot of time because we have here functional programming. We have here declarative programming, but also we have imperative programming. Uh, Declarative, imperative, functional, procedural, object programming, all kind of programming we have here. We can resist object-oriented programming and said, okay, it is something old, I don't think about that, I don't learn it, but look at state.status. It is a Hungarian notation of object.status, object.properties. And we all the time use object properties, React element properties, short props. But if you don't know object-oriented, we must know that we don't have complete image what we said, what we do. And the object here in JavaScript is like object anywhere. There is object can have a method and can have properties. Properties is name. Method is name of function. It is function, and there is a parenthesis. And we use it. We use parentheses. Do we have? Okay, let's. We have name and parentheses, but also we have a name without parentheses. We have variable equal function. All that happened because of rendering. That rendering is a series of events. Why rendering of component? But why we have a component? Because user experience. At first, Microsoft give to public object from his emails application, and we use that object like access and Ajax and jQuery, jQuery wrap around Ajax and be excellent for all kind of browser. But now we have more and more also React, Angular frameworks and library. And all that is change only part of web page, not all, only part. And it will be excellent for watch because main problems of web development from first day is loading. Loading, nobody waiting loading. The people don't wait loading of page. And loading was the biggest obstacle to search engine optimization. Search engine optimization first point was low, short loading time, shorter as possible. And it have a limit in loading page. And Microsoft Object coming like something excellent, but we have problems in that moment. We have a problem with the search engine of Google that content what we create, but by don't visible same day immediately, and it was we don't hurry in that possibility of change only part of website. And coming time of social network, Facebook, it was 2007 when we have iPhone, and the promotion and the starting social network. Social network means that principal customer to our website coming from our social network contacts, from our channel of social network. And it was the most important, and it go voice sharing, and our members of social network, our followers, and we follow others. Members are people who click in our link, click in our profile, and see what we do, and that what we spoke is interesting for. And they share voice about us, about our product, and it was the principal kind of create followers, create subscribers, create, and in that moment, and plus use now people coming and have use experience excellent. There is on the screen, look at in content what is like desktop application. Immediately see, without waiting, immediately see, and it is something excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, this is end of this topic. We now I now complete all CRUD. It means create, read, update, and delete. And I think for the future, maybe I stay on this topic. I stay on React, Redux, and repeat and repeat and repeat, and to be clear, to be deep understandable. And if you deep understand and understand something, it was something what you like, and what you like working it, and you are very, very successful working in it. If you like this topic, share about that information, like it, call friends, say friends, and engage around this video, because your engagement means growing community around this video, and in that community we all learn. If you think that is my video and my expression and my lecturer is different than some other, and you like it, okay, you subscribe, you like. Say about that. Thank you for watching this topic.